Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you give me a follow on Parler. Shout out and thank you to everyone who has already. And you can get all green gear 20% off until January 31st. Promo code America1 because we are and because we need to be. 20% off all green gear until January 31st. Promo code America1, all caps. So, oh man, did I hear some dumb, crazy shit this morning? Shout out to my man, Tom. So, I guess there's a prayer. They were opening the 117th Congress. And so Representative, Emmanuel Cleaver, I believe that's his name. He presides over Missouri, Kansas City, some other parts. I'm sure he's another one of these Democratic representatives who have plenty of other things to worry about in their district, yet they're distracted by the shiny trinkets of victimhood and fucking virtue signaling. So this fool, he's an ordained minister in heavy quotes. So he does the prayer, and then it's not, remember guys, it's all in how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So this clown, this virtue signaling dummy, this current captain of the USS Pander, leaving the docks, get on board. So this dumbass does the prayer, and then he ends it with, and some people are taking issue with him and being all-inclusive in the different denominations. He said God and then called it in a few other religions. So what? A lot of different religions in this country. But here's the problem. When he finished it, he said, Amen and a woman. Road raggy? The fuck did you just say? Amen and a woman. Are you talking about, did you go back to the beginning, a man and a woman, the whole Adam and Eve thing? What are you talking about? Amen and a woman. One of two things has to be true. Either he's that dumb as a minister, it makes it worse. He's an ordained minister. Either he's that dumb, and this whole time he thought the end of a prayer was a shout out to a man, or maybe it was saying that men are in charge, or there's, I don't know. Fortunately, I'm not that stupid, so I can't understand his thought process. So either that's true, either he's that dumb, and he thought amen was like a shout out to men, or saying men are number one, or on top, or in charge, or he's virtue signaling. Now, could it be both? Could it be that dumb? Hell yeah. We're talking about a Democrat politician. Hell yeah, it could be that dumb. But I think it's a little more of the latter. Why would you say a woman when amen isn't even about gender? It means let it be. It means it's an affirmation. It's saying this is true. So be it. That's what it's saying. It has. I know it's spelled. I know the word men is in there. I know that toxic word men is in there, but that's not what it means. It has nothing to do with gender. And of course, who are they trotting out there? Who is their test subject? Who is their test dummy for this? The first ones to get up front and push this bullshit, whether it be this kind of gender bullshit, or the Ku Klux Trans, or riots, burning shit down, say her name. Their favorite test subject, a liberal black person, the liberal Negro. That's who they push out there to do this bullshit. This has nothing to do with patriarchy. I know it's toxic masculinity, and we need to tear down the patriarchy, but it has nothing to do with that, you idiot. A woman. Fuck! They are so starved and so thirsty for this toxic man, this toxic masculinity, this patriarchy, that they are making the shit up. Amen has nothing to do with gender. And since we're talking about genders, let's not forget that there's only two. You notice he didn't say a them, a zer, a they, because even those crazy bastards know there's only two genders. But amen has nothing to do with gender, dummy. So I don't know what person who's higher up the food chain than you are put that battery in your back and told you to go out and do that dumb shit, but you look like a jackass because it has nothing to do with it. But they must push this bullshit at every turn and every chance. What were they trying to gain by that? They were fishing. They were saying, let's try this shit here. Let's try it. Well, who's going to be dumb enough to do that? I'll do it. The liberal, and when I say liberal, I'm talking about the hijacked version. Again, this modern day perversion that we're saddled with. This runny sack of diarrhea that is thrown in our lap, known as the new age liberal, the hijackers. A black liberal, a black victim, is like the kid in your class who's always putting their hands up for the answer, and the teacher's like, no, somebody else. No, somebody else. Okay, if you're gonna be jumping up and down, running to the front of the line, I guess I'll let you do it. Can't wait to do this dumb shit. And it's usually at your own peril, at their own destruction. Because if this group is getting the limelight, you're not. You're out here out of one side of your dumbass neck, you're talking about how black folks need all this help. But you're the first one to get up there and give the help to somebody else. I don't know. Somebody help me make that make sense. That sounds stupid. So this fool, and I'll find a link and put it in the description box. When you watch the video and you hear that you're like, it just sounds so stupid. What the fuck do you mean by that? A woman? That's what I mean. This shit doesn't exist. They have to make it up. This gun-toting, tobacco-chewing, colored and gay-hating person does not exist. But they have to. It's so key to their agenda, they gotta Frankenstein this motherfucker out of thin air. They have to. Because all they have is emotions and pulling at people's heartstrings and, oh my God, they're separating families. That kind of shit. That's all they have. The numbers and facts are not on their side. But like a trapped feral animal, they will do anything to get out of that trap. They will gnaw off their own paw to get out of that. And in this case, they will gnaw off your paws to stay in power. They will do anything. Even crush the very citizens who put them in a position to crush them. When people tell you who they are, eventually you gotta believe them. And if they're jumping up and down saying we're dumb as fuck, we gotta believe them. Because this fully formed adult got up there on a microphone and said, amen, and a woman. What? Where are we? Where are we? Where am I? Somebody drop me a lifeline and get me the fuck out of here. That fool said, a woman. I'm not a heavily religious person, but I grew up in church. I've probably said amen. You throw in church, Bible studies, choir practices, and meals. I've probably said amen 1,000,000 times. Never once have I thought this is about a man. It just never crossed my mind. And this just never crossed my simple tax-paying mind. The only reason you would say that is because you think amen has some patriarchal connection, which it doesn't. So how are you an ordained minister and you don't know minister stuff 101, like how to end a prayer that you're probably usually leading because you're a minister? That's like a chef not knowing how to use a knife. A doctor not knowing how to use their stethoscope. A teacher not knowing how to use a fucking book. Even worse, a librarian not knowing about books. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how dumb it is for a minister to get up there and say, "A woman"? Man, I hope if you got any minister buddies that you hang out with, I hope they roast the absolute dog shit out of you for saying that dumb shit. Man, always gotta be the test subject. Always gotta be the test dummy. Remember that campaign back in the 80s and the early 90s? The crash test dummies? What was their name? Vince? And I can't remember the other guys. They couldn't wait to hop in that damn car and get slammed into that fucking concrete wall again and again. And when they got too smashed up, somebody would Humpty Dumpty their ass back together and they'd hop back in that car and slam into that fucking wall one more time. Man, please. Hollywood, stop writing shit. You suck anyway. Just put this real life shit on film because truth is truly stranger than fiction. A woman. Man, let me get the hell up out of here and get into my weekend. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.